The Dow. I'm not gonna get in the gutter with these people.
Radical left wing.
I don't know why you're laughing.
This is gonna piss some people off.
The Dow. I'm not gonna get in the gutter with these people.
Radical left wing.
I don't know why you're laughing.
This is gonna piss some people off.
The Dow. I'm not gonna get in the gutter with these people.
Radical left wing.
I don't know why you're laughing.
This is gonna piss some people off.
Hello. My name is Ashlee, and welcome to my channel. Happy Monday. It is Monday. It feels like a Monday. Yes, it is time for Monday night. Hello. So yes, it feels like a Monday for me. Definitely feels like a Monday, but I hope you all had a good weekend. Happy 420 to those that celebrate. It kind of sucks that it's on a Monday. Again, feels like a Monday. Anyway, so yeah, personal news wise, not much is up with me. Still thinking about getting a cat. I went to, I'm gonna adopt, so I went to like the adoption, like an adoption center near me, and I looked at all the cats and they were so cute, but I have to like I still have to like tell my apartment complex, and I have to buy all the things, and I have a lot to do. Anyway, that's my personal news. So that's what's going on with me. And yeah, let's get into it today. There's a lot to talk about. There's so much that happened over the weekend. It was kind of overwhelming when I was trying to figure out what to talk about. I was like, oh my gosh, so much has happened. So we have a lot to talk about today. There are many things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan. We're going to talk about Elmo. We're going to talk about now all the people going against Catholicism and the Pope. There's just so much. There's so much going on, and I'm not going to be able to fit it all in this. We're going to have, there's many videos to come from everything that's going on. But anyway, before we get into it, please like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. And yeah, I have a membership. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the drama. That's going to be the member video tomorrow, is talking about the drama. So that'll be fun. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is going to actually be about some local news here in St. Louis. So our mayor had like the state of the city a couple nights ago, and there were actually protesters who got arrested at this state of the city. And it's interesting because her and Wesley Bell have both done this. They have both arrested protesters, and well, they didn't arrest protesters at the Wesley Bell protest. They just they literally brutalized them and threw them to the ground. They pulled one girl's hair. It was insane. But at this one, they arrested them, and I just wanted to look at it. So multiple people were arrested on Friday after protesters disrupted the opening of St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer's first State of the City address. The groups were there to demand more funding for recovery for residents of the North St. Louis who were impacted by the May 2025 tornado. Residents are sitting in tents 1 year later. A protester could be heard yelling, "What is wrong with you?" And it's true. Really, the community, and I said this like a while ago when this was happening, but really the community has come out and helped everyone, and the government has not done a whole hell of a lot at all, actually. And it mainly because I don't even know if they've gotten the money from FEMA yet. All of the people, there are a lot of people who are unhoused right now because of the tornado, and they still are a year later, and they're living in hotels, they're living in tents, and it's really ridiculous how long this has taken. But like I was saying, a lot of it does have to do with FEMA, because our governor didn't even ask for the money until people, like other Republicans started speaking up because, you know, we have Josh Hawley here and Eric Schmidt. And it wasn't until, like, I think Josh Hawley said something that our governor was finally like, okay, like, I guess I'll say something. And so he requested the money from FEMA, and then we got it. But I don't know if they've been paid out. I don't think they've, like, in the money that they're giving people, it really isn't anything anyway. But in all that to say, it has been handled horribly. It hasn't really even been handled at all. And there are people who are still in need of resources and are still in need of shelter who don't have it because it was taken away from them, and the only help that they're getting is from the community. And so that's why people were protesting, and they arrested them, which I think is insane. So our city, our budget, hands off STL, and then there are just people out there. So yeah, fund the North Side. And then that was her. That's our mayor, Kara Spencer. And and so they had, fund the North Side. And then these are just people in the audience. So that's her. Let's look at, so here's one of the videos. So at least 4 protesters arrested at St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer's State of the City address. Oh. I don't know why is it not. Oh, there we go. I was like, why is there no sound? Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, this is not funny. What are you doing? Yeah, so they're also brutalizing people. So it's interesting. It's an interesting tactic that Wesley Bell and the mayor has used. And it's interesting because, she is a Democrat, like she's technically like a Democrat, but I have never trusted her because she's gotten a shit ton of money from like investors and stuff, and I have been worried. I was worried that she initially was going to let these investors buy up that land on the North Side that got like demolished by the tornado. She's not letting them do that, which I'm glad about. But they have virtually gotten like little to no help at all. And it's just, it like devastated that area, and they're not getting any help at all. And so, but I'm just saying, like, these ostensibly like Democrats or people on the left, like her and like Wesley Bell, they they can't handle protesters. They can't handle any type of criticism. They have to arrest and brutalize protesters. And it's just, it's something that a lot of like, center Democrats or these Democrats who say they care, but then they don't actually care when it comes to policy or their actions. Okay, so anyway, let's finish watching this. I'm just curious about they got arrested. Like, they just protested.
This is what happens when you do not love the city.
Yes. Okay, and then all those people in front, all those people in front are clapping for her because, of course. And then community members arrested at Kara Spencer's State of the City address. Okay, here's another one here. Let me turn the volume up real quick. Okay. I looked at, there was a post and it showed all the different people. I didn't really want to put all their pictures and stuff up there, but it showed all the different people who got arrested, and it said like it was something stupid like noise or just not causing a ruckus, but you know what I mean. And it was just something stupid like that they were charging them with, like I forgot the word for it, but it was just something so stupid that they charged them with. And I'm like, why? Like, you can't, like, you can't handle protesters, and to arrest them, I think is ridiculous. And to charge them, I mean, it's It's so insane. And then someone said in the comments, this hits historically, the white people sitting there expressionless, hiding their mouths as they whisper BS judgment. Yeah, if you noticed, all the people sitting there and clapping for her are a lot of the white people. It's a lot of the white people, because they think a lot of the people that voted for her were white, and they wanted her to become the mayor because they were like, oh, she's gonna clean it up or whatever the hell. But there's been actually crime has been going down in St. Louis, but it's been going down before she became mayor. And so it's ridiculous when people say, oh, she's going to clean it up or do whatever just because she's white. And that's a racist thing to just assume, because crime is already going down. But people don't, people don't care about the truth. But anyway, that's the visual you get. That's the visual you get when you watch this, and all these white people are clapping for her. And the only people who seem to care about the people who live on the north side and who have gotten their whole lives just demolished by this tornado, are people of color. And I'm sure there was a lot of different people protesting, but it is just a stark difference when you watch this video. All these people, I can't. But you see all these people singing and clapping for her. Most of them are white.
All of y'all are inhumane!
Yeah, it's crazy. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Oh, this is PSL from St. Louis. So they're talking about the people who got arrested. Oop. I keep forgetting to
People were just voicing their opinion and their dissatisfaction with the mayor when her goons started to move in. And what I do know about the arrests is that they only arrested black people. I'm a white guy. I was in there. I was upstairs with some other people who were chanting about the data centers and everything. And none of us got arrested. Really interesting to see.
Yeah, that's the other thing. There are also people protesting about the data centers, and people have been protesting her about the data centers for months now. This is not a new thing neither of these things are new. These are things that she's been getting protested on consistently. They also took downtown St. Louis, they took these bumpers out, and it was to, I guess, make it safer to walk or drive, or if someone veers over to the side, they hit the bumper thing and not a person. They took them out of downtown, which is crazy because, believe me, the driving here is not super great. It's really, really bad. I hate looking at Instagram because there's car accidents all the time, and I hate looking at it. It gives me so much anxiety, which is why I think public transit is important. And she stopped it. She didn't want to keep funding a lot of the new public transit project, which is one of the things I'm most mad at her about. But anyway, there's a myriad of issues that people have been protesting her on, and these two specific ones are not new. And so it's wild to me to think that she didn't realize she was going to get protesters. You would have thought, you would have, I guess, known that, but I guess she did, and that's why she had the police there. But yeah, arresting them is ridiculous and it's insane, and I don't understand why she did it. But these are things that people have, that this is something that's been a problem for a while now, and she hasn't addressed. And for the data center, she's been so, she said she was going to be transparent, but she hasn't been. They don't want to do a ban on data centers, or they don't want to do any restrictions on data centers. And it's always okay, well, we'll have a meeting to talk about the meeting on data centers, and nothing is getting done. And I think they're just trying to run out the time until they can just try to do something without people noticing, because people are really engaged. And in St. Charles, they were able to get it canceled, they were able to, and I think one of the city council members, or one of the council members in St. Charles, was actually corrupt and was taking money to get this data center through. But they were able to protest and get it shut down, get the project shut down. Unfortunately, it has not been going the same way. The same way downtown. Now they have delayed the project, but I don't know if that's because of the city's pushback, or if it's because of, I think, the AI bubble going to burst at some point. So maybe it's a mixture of both, but yeah. And so these are things that are a problem in St. Louis and have been a problem, and she really hasn't addressed them. So
who they focus on for arrest. I think it says that the mayor is not confident in her stance or in her state of the city. You know, she got up there and she said the future is bright, but what she was mostly talking about was stuff that she's going to be doing downtown, development projects, not rebuilding North City, not helping people. It was more of the same excuses we've heard at the Board of Aldermen meetings from her stooge, Julian Nix. It's more of the same. There was nothing really.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in St. Louis. I just wanted to share that because it's something big that happened the other day. And so I just wanted to share that because there's a lot going on. There's something else I wanted to share. So I saw that picture, although I've seen this, but the one that I posted on here was like scratched off. Someone scratched it off. But the Trump I did that stickers appearing at St. Louis area gas station pumps. Oh my God. Breaking public peace. Yeah, it was something like that they got charged with. And I just think it's really ridiculous. And I think it's stupid because they should be able to protest. And she wanted to arrest them. And Wesley Bell did the same thing. It's stupid. And I don't understand why they're doing that. But she... You know, I've never trusted her. I don't trust her. And she doesn't seem to care about really helping North City rebuild because it's been like a year now and they haven't helped rebuild. The only people who have helped are the community and Party for PSL, Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's what it stands for, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, PSL. I don't know why I second guessed myself for a second, but yeah, PSL, they've been out there so much. Like they have been helping that community so much. And it's just incredible what they've done. And you know, they've been the ones there for the people, and our city governance, our state governance has not whatsoever, because our governor didn't even want to ask for help from FEMA until he started getting pushback. Because this was back when you know, Doge was happening and Elon was there and they were trying to cut all this stuff, and I don't think, and he's a Republican, you know, he's MAGA, and so he didn't really want to ask for the money, I don't think. Also because I just don't think he cares about the city. I don't think a lot of the state politicians care about St. Louis City because most of them are conservative. And so I don't think he was going to really do anything until he started getting a little bit of pushback and people started getting until it started becoming a problem, on his side of the aisle. That's when he was like, okay, fine, you know, I'll ask for it. But that was a month or two later after it happened. Yeah. I remember talking about this a lot last year. So that's it. We're still dealing with it. And that's why she was getting protested. Democracy is dying fast. Yes, and that's the other thing is these liberals, people who are ostensively liberals or Democrats, which she considers herself to be, they're they are fascist collaborators. That's what they are. That's what they're doing. You're arresting people for protesting. You want things that you should be held accountable for and you should have an answer for, but you don't. And you don't seem, you say you're going to have transparency over the data center, but you don't. You're not. And yeah, and so she should be getting people should be protesting her, and her sitting there and arresting them is ridiculous. And that's democracy is dying fast. All right. Okay, now let's get into something kind of fun and really funny. So conservatives are going after Elmo again. And I knew, so last week when this happened, I knew they were gonna lose their minds, but it's like the cutest video. It's so funny that they're so mad at this, because when I first watched this, I was like, oh my god, this is like the cutest video. It made me smile. I thought it was so adorable. So let's watch this video and then talk about everyone who's crashing out about it, because they're just racist. They're just racist. And I don't know what their problem is, because they don't want joy in their lives. Like, this is such a sweet video. It's so cute. Okay, we're gonna watch it. I love it. I just love this video.
Salam alaikum, everyone. I'm Rami Youssef.
Oh, it's Elmo's Elmo. Mr. Rami, what does salam alaikum mean?
Well, salam means peace, and it's a way to say hello in Arabic.
Oh, cool. Oh, salam alaikum, everybody.
Elmo and I are here to wish all of you a happy Arab American Heritage Month.
Yeah, happy Arab American Heritage Month.
I'm so proud of my Arab heritage, and I'm so happy to share this month with my fellow Arabs and Elmo. So, thanks, Habibi.
Oh, wait a minute. What's Habibi?
Oh, it's an Arabic word for a special friend.
Really? Well, happy Arab American Heritage Month, Habibi. We love you.
Oh my
Salam
god,
alaikum.
isn't that so cute? It just, oh my god, to me, that is just like the cutest thing ever. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh my god. Elmo's so excited when he calls him Habibi. It was so cute. Yeah, no, I love this. I think this is the cutest thing in the world, and I love it. And I love Sesame Street, and I love Elmo. And conservatives and Fox News and everybody else seems to always want to go after Elmo. They are always consistently going after Elmo. And now they're going after Elmo because he is celebrating Arab American Heritage Month, which I think is great. I don't understand why that's such a problem. Also, Rami Youssef is a comedian, and he's very pro-Palestine, and so I think that that's also why, of course, conservatives are losing their minds. But they're like, oh my god, they're teaching the kids Arabic. Oh my god. And they're just melting down, and it's like, dude, what is your problem? Like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And what is wrong with learning other languages? Absolutely nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing. I don't know another language. I probably should. It's probably a good thing to learn. But like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Are you mad? Do you want to know why they're mad? They're mad because now they can't propagandize people. Because if you teach people, hey, salam alaikum means peace, and you can't propagandize them into thinking it means something scary, then you know your right-wing propaganda on Muslims doesn't work. And so or Arabic people doesn't work. And so that is why they're mad. But anyway, that's the cutest thing in the world, and I think it's adorable, and I love them, and I love Elmo. But here a lot of people don't feel the same. So the Rubin report, Dave Rubin says, yes, this is real. Elmo is now teaching kids Arabic. Oh my god, what a travesty. Like, Sesame Street, which is a children's show, right? Which is a children's show specifically to teach children things, right? That's what the show is for. They're mad that they're teaching them things, that they're teaching them another language. Like, that's what this whole show is about. It's about learning new things. It's about kids learning new things. Like, what do you want? Okay. And then conservatives are angry with Elmo for wishing viewers a happy Arab American History Month. The episode featured guest Rami Youssef. And then this was Laura Ingraham. Here, let me make sure that I can there we go. Okay, and then this is Laura Ingraham on her show. crashing out.
Sesame Street would stick to teaching kids about letters and numbers, Laura, and leave the Arabic immersion to...
Okay, do you... They are teaching them letters. What? Do you not think that these words are made up of letters? What? No, they are, but they're... What? And someone says, that's right, teach regular numbers, none of those Arabic numbers. Okay, I think that was a joke. Okay, this is hilarious.
to someone else.
Happy Arab American Heritage Month, Habibi.
Laura, next Bert and Ernie will be praying 5 times a day on Sesame Street facing east.
Wow.
By the way, there's no record of Sesame Workshop posting a Jewish Heritage
Shocking.
Day, Italian Heritage Day, or Irish Heritage Day.
Oh my
We looked.
God.
Elmo's sent.
Do you know what? I bet they have. Do you know what? I bet they have. I bet you he just made this up on the spot, because I bet you anything Sesame Street has. I bet you anything that Sesame Street has done one or all of those, okay? And you are just mad, and I'm sure there are probably videos of you getting mad at them celebrating some other type of month, and I'm sure you're over here screaming and yelling, but like you're screaming and yelling about it even though you're just making up shit. Like, no, I bet they have. Are you, like, what are you saying right now? Maybe not like Italian heritage, but I mean, I'm sure, like, I'm sure that they've done it for other months. Is there an Italian Heritage Month? I don't know. I don't know.
Sensitivity is telling. I wish Sesame Street would stick.
Also, all of them are going against like Catholicism right now, which I think a lot of, not like all Italian people are Catholics, but a lot of them are. So it's kind of funny that like he's like, oh, they don't have an Italian. They haven't talked about Italian Heritage Month. Okay, well, your whole party's going after like after Catholicism right now. So I mean, you're kind of going after a lot of Italian people too. I'm not really sure. Like, well, what are you trying to say? Okay, and then yeah, this is. Rami says my comedy special In Love is now streaming on HBO. Sesame Street is teaching kids Arabic. And then the Daily Wire says Emil's teaching kids Arabic now. They're all saying the same thing. It's like they all get like this propaganda message. It's like, okay, we're all gonna say this now, because they're all just saying the same thing. They're all just doing the same thing, like literally. And then okay, so this is Newsmax. So this is what Newsmax had to say about it. I didn't realize that Elmo was Arab. God, they're so weird. They're so weird and racist. It's just like weird.
Tonight in Infinity Files, this is why we exist. This is hysterical. Honestly, a notorious Democrat doctor says that Donald Trump has got dementia. He said nothing about Joe Biden in 20.
Dude, where are the Elmo remarks? I didn't realize. Okay, come on, dude. Talk about Elmo.
Go back. New York City. This guy who thought he was going to outrun a horse.
What is he doing? Okay, thank you. I was like, I don't care about any of this
okay,
other stuff.
okay, how about this? I didn't realize that Elmo is Arab. Again, Elmo from Sesame Street is now an Arab.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Rami Youssef.
Oh, it's Elmo's Elmo. Mr. Rami, what does salam alaikum mean?
Well, salam means peace, and it's a way to say hello in Arabic.
Oh, cool. Oh, salam alaikum, everybody.
Yeah,
Elmo and
thanks,
I
Elmo.
are here to wish all of you a happy Arab American Heritage Month.
Yeah, happy Arab American Heritage Month.
I'm so proud of my Arab heritage, and I'm so happy to share this month with my
That's
fellow
terrific
Arabs
for you. That's
and
wonderful.
Elmo.
Where's the garbage guy? I loved him as a kid. What's his name? Oscar? Oscar. I liked him. He was like so miserable in the trash can all day. And Bert and Ernie, they were...
Did you know, I don't know if this is true, but apparently there was like a Sesame Street, I don't know, is this real? Have you all seen this? Where Sesame Street did like a parody of Donald Trump, and they they did like a Donald Trump kind of like Muppet thing similar to Oscar the Grouch.
They were always a little peculiar. I never liked Bert and Ernie. I'm serious about that. I liked Oscar. I liked that he lived in the trash can. I liked that he was sort of grumpy all the time.
Yeah, no way, wow. That says so much about you. That says so much about you that you're like, yes, no, I loved Oscar the Grouch. I hated Bert and Ernie because, you know, they're gay. Never liked Elmo.
But sort of in a funny way. And I actually think that Sesame Street got rid of him because they were like, you can't have people in trash. Arab American Heritage Month is another one of these things that is not a real thing. It was invented by the Biden administration in 2021 because they were letting so many people from Arab countries into this country illegally.
God.
That is a fact. A Canadian university breaking a very important...
God, this guy's a piece of shit. This guy is such a piece of shit. Oh my God. Okay. Elmo is Kamas. And then, let's see, last one. Fun fact, Elmo is actually short for El Muhammad. She's the one who worked with Zara. She's great. I love her. Okay. All right. Yes, that was Elmo. So conservatives are crashing out over Elmo. It's the first step towards Sharia. That is the reason you exist. It's really, really funny that they are like, okay, so this is so funny. I want to talk about like Tucker Carlson and PBD in a different video because I just really want to dive deep into it because I think it's funny. But something I will bring up, as we're going to talk about them going after Catholicism, they're all going after Catholicism, right? Because Donald Trump has decided to go after the Pope. And it's so funny because they're all so worried about like Sharia law. And who else was it who was like, there was someone else that's talking about like, oh, Zoran is bringing like the Islamists into, you know, New York City and it's just like crazy hysterical bullshit, right? And it's so funny to me because I'm like, dude, but you're conservative. Like, you want Sharia law. Like, you're arguing over which version of God. You're arguing over, like, which version of the fairy tale you like. You also, like, you're like, oh, Sharia law, they hate gay people, they want to oppress women. And it's like, okay, but like, so do you, right? Like, is that not your purpose right now? Like, is that not what you're doing? And so it's so crazy to me every single time. Like, it's so crazy to me that this is happening right now. And every single time they're like, oh, Sharia law, this is turning into Sharia law. No, it's not, man. You're crazy. You're crazy. Well, I mean, it is because you're doing that. Like, you are the ones who are trying to oppress women. You're trying to oppress gay people. Well, I'm not trying. You are. They're oppressing gay people. They're oppressing trans people. They're oppressing so many different kinds of people in this country and all over the world. And they have the audacity to be like, oh, they're turning this into Sharia law. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Like, you also hate women. I don't, like, it's so crazy to me. But it's true. And they always say that stupid shit. And it's the same thing with this Catholicism thing. They're going after people. They're going after the Pope and Catholicism and all this kind of shit. Because they're like, oh, well, you can't not like Trump. We don't want to, we can't be with the Pope because he doesn't like Trump. And it just doesn't, it's like, okay. And then Patrick McDavid said something about, oh, well, if you believe in Christianity, like Christianity is essentially socialism or whatever. And I'm like, yes. And you say you believe in Christianity, but you believe in this like messed up version of it that you think is capitalist. It's so weird because none of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. Okay, but they want to eat bacon and drink beer and not just a theocracy. Exactly. Like they always complain about other theocracies and they're just constantly complaining about everywhere being a theocracy. The only two places that they never that can be a theocracy and they don't care is Israel and America. They're like, yeah, we want to turn this into a like white evangelical theocracy. That's essentially what we want to be. But, oh, we can't have other theocracies. All those other theocracies are horrible. Okay. Okay. It's just so insane. Speaking of an insane evangelical person on the right, Erica Kirk. So, Erica Kirk was at, I guess there was like a Turning Point USA thing that they had the other day. And someone on Twitter was like, oh, she's going to run for president. I've watched like a couple seconds of this clip, but it just caught my eye. And I was like, oh God, I hope not. But the couple seconds of the clip that I heard sounds like maybe this person is onto something, which is unfortunate. But let's look at this. So this is her at the Turning Point thing. And also she is still licking the boot of Trump, and she like introduces Trump after this, and it's really funny. Anyway, so this person says Erica Kirk is running for president in 2028. That's what all this is about. This is a soft launch. That's why this is so important. I swear to God. I swear to God, I will lose my shit. I swear to God. I don't think she would win. I don't think she'd have any chance. But here we go.
Thanks. And now we have to show up again with 80 to 90% voter turnout in the midterms and fortify the red wall for the next decade.
Not happening, but okay. Like delusional, but okay. The only way that's happening is the current election interference that is happening right now with mail-in ballots and not allowing mail-in ballots and trying to restrict voters and ICE possibly being at the polling stations. Like there's so much that they're trying to do right now, but if it like that is the only way they would put up a red wall, because other than that, you're delusional. That's not happening. It's not happening. Like, it's not happening whatsoever.
That's what we need to do.
No. That's a delusion.
But at the same time, you have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart. They love to start fights, dividing us all against each other.
Oh, she's talking about Candace Owens. She's talking about Candace Owens.
Spreading negativity, all to get clicks and influence the algorithm to maximize profits. Meanwhile, building is hard. Getting out the vote, talking to real people, spiritual revival, that's actual work. That is actual work. And
is that their new slogan? Build the red wall. It's not build the wall anymore because they didn't do that. No. Build the red wall. Not that I always thought that the wall thing was such a fucking dumb idea. And then the Democrats had to try to help them out with it and be like, yeah, no, we'll do it too. Such bullshit. Anyway, but is this their new thing? Build the red wall. That's their new slogan, is build the red wall. Okay, y'all are delusional.
my husband Charlie gave his life for that work. And what gets built lasts for generations long after the noise has run out of one-liners. No one understands this better than President Trump. No one.
See what I'm saying? Like, she, first of all, she's going after Candace Owens, which is funny, and obvious. But the interesting thing is I think Trump is a sinking ship. And I think Erica Kirk and all these, and Laura Loomer, because Laura Loomer is fighting with Candace Owens now too. I think that Trump is a sinking ship, and I think that they're all going to sink with him. And I think the people who are going to come out of this come out of this in a good way are like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and all these people, right? And I think that's why they are fighting against, Trump and Erica Kirk and PBD and all these people who are like very pro-Israel, very pro-Trump, and don't tend to go away from that, right? And they tend to lick the boot of Trump and just suck up to Trump to get, just to be in his circle. And so I think she's wrong. I don't think that she is going to last, nor do I think she could, she might be running for president, but she's a charisma suck. I just don't think she's very good at this. I don't think she's very good at this, and I don't think a lot of people like her. But she's wrong. I don't think she is going to be the one that comes out of this on top or legendary or whatever. I think people are going to look back at this time and they're going to look at people like you and they're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell? You were really you were part of a cult, right? Because you're willing to stand by Trump no matter what, right? You're going to sing his praises no matter what. And I think that's what people are going to look back at. And I don't like Candace Owens. I don't like Tucker Carlson. I hate them and I think they're horrible. And that's what I want to do. I decided I'm going to do a video of Tucker Carlson and PBD and Candace Owens and Laura Loomer and all these people who are fighting right now separately. But I do think it's important that we call them out because they're horrible and they are just they're the same as everybody else in the MAGA movement. They just can see the future clearer, but they still want to oppress gay people. They still want to oppress women. They still want to oppress people of color and immigrants. Those things have not changed. But yeah, so that's Erica Kirk. Wait, here, let's finish her Trump speech part.
No matter what they throw at him, he perseveres in the face of adversity because the mission is too important.
What mission? What mission?
Because this country is worth fighting for, and he is not alone in this fight. And we are blessed to be Americans, and we are going to fight like it. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no one else I'd rather have on our side than President Donald J. Trump. God bless you guys.
She fucked it up. She fucked it up. Okay. So I guess this was at another point, but this is her introducing Trump. So Erica Kirk has an insane walkout before introducing Trump. And watching this is so funny because, she got so appalled by Drewski and everyone got so appalled by Drewski, right? She's literally doing it though. She's doing the skit. That's what this is. It's essentially the skit. This is the meme. This is the meme that everyone has been sharing. Wait. I keep forgetting to undo. Keep forgetting that on Instagram.
Please welcome Turning Point USA CEO and Chair, Erica Kirk.
Oh my God. No, but seriously, this is the meme. This is the meme. It's the meme. This is exactly what this is. She took the meme, that's why this meme exists, because she's literally doing it. What is that? What are you doing? Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so yes, that was Erica Kirk, still out here licking the boot of Trump. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. So though a lot of people in MAGA, and though there are many people who are starting to distance themselves from Trump, and are starting to distance themselves from this war, because it's horrible, and a lot of people are waking up to that fact, and a lot of people are starting to turn on Trump on the conservative side. Not his base. I still feel like he still has like 30% of the population that are essentially like his cult. But there are people who are starting to kind of turn their backs a bit. One person who has who has been someone who has said, well, I didn't vote for this before, right? He has said this, but refuses to ever blame Trump for anything, is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, remember when Theo Vaughn was on his podcast and Theo Vaughn was going off about the war and talking about how, like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Why are we doing this? Like, we're the terrorists. And Joe Rogan's like, oh man, you need to hang out with me and my friends. Just telling him he's crazy, right? And remember that? I wonder why he reacted that way. And it's because Joe Rogan, though he's pretending like he's politically homeless, which is, I guess, a thing people just say now because Anna Kasparian said that, and now he's saying it, and all these people are just saying it. Because I don't know. They don't know what they think. I don't know. But that's what Joe Rogan was saying, and now he was just at the White House licking the boot. So let's watch this. It's hilarious. Okay. So this is Hassan's reaction to him here. We're gonna watch this first, and then we'll watch Hassan's reaction to him. But this person said, say what you want about Joe Rogan, but you gotta admit, it's pretty impressive to be a spineless little bitch who stands for nothing. All right. He is short too. That's what Hassan's gonna say. He is short. I didn't know Joe Rogan was so short.
Happened. I want to tell everybody how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it.
I love that, like, it's so funny because when I first listened to this morning, you know, everyone laughs and people are like, oh, haha, and he thinks that that's like a good thing to share, right? Like, oh, I was able to just text the president and he was like, sure, let's do it. Let's get it FDA approved. I look at this and I think this is all it takes for policy. This is all it takes for Donald Trump to decide how to do things, how to run things, what decisions to make. This is all it takes is a text from Joe Rogan. That's it. That's it. Just a text from Joe Rogan. He's like, sure, let's get it FDA approved. Let's go. That's all it takes. That's it. Like, to me, that is insanely concerning, and I am concerned because he has a lot of dumb people around him, and all these dumb people around him are just telling him to do things, and he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. You say it works, so great. You say it works, so let's do it. What? Excuse me, I didn't realize Joe Rogan was a doctor. Where was I while he was getting his doctorate degree? Like, this is insane. This is insane to me. And apparently, later on in the clip, you know, the FDA people are answering questions. And Donald Trump's like, well, we can just do it right now, right? And they're like, well, no, like we still have some testing and da-da-da-da. And he's like, well, Joe Rogan said, and I don't give a fuck what Joe Rogan said. I don't care what Joe Rogan said. He's like, yeah, well, these people have taken it and it worked fine for them. He said 80 to 90%. There are some studies that said that. So, hey, you need to approve it right now. And I am just like, you gotta be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. This is insane. This is insane. This is like, the fact that Joe Rogan can just text him and is like, hey, I got this idea, and Trump's like, sure, is insane. And now it's like, how many other people are doing that? How many other people are just texting Trump and telling him, hey, we should do this. Hey, let's do this. And he's just like, yeah, sure, why not? Sure. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, let's finish this.
It was literally that quick.
Yeah, and he thinks, like, I'm sorry. Joe Rogan thinks that's like a brag. Joe Rogan thinks he's like bragging on No, I'm sorry. No. He's like, oh my God, can you believe it? He listened to me. I mean, yes, I can believe it, but like, also, should he be listening to you? That's the question we should all be asking. Should he be listening to you? I know you think he should, but from my perspective, he shouldn't. He shouldn't be listening to you.
These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
He doesn't care. He's just like, yeah. He doesn't care. He does not care. Trump is going to legalize which hallucinogen? Let's see. Let's go back. I think it starts with an L. Here. I know he said it. Let's see.
I want to tell everybody how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than...
With one dose of... it's hard to hear. Oh, with one dose of...
Dose of Ibogaine, more than...
Ibogaine? Let's see. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Now I'm like, okay, what? I don't know which one it is. Here, let me look it up. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Watch this though. This is really funny. Joe Rogan showing up to the White House after spending a month claiming to be politically homeless. That was just so funny. I saw that and I was like, I have to show you all that because that is hilarious. Okay, let's see what it is. All right. Let's see. So Ibogaine. So it's called Ibogaine. Let's see. It's called Ibogaine. It's a psychedelic substance. Let's see. Ibogaine is the only psychedelic explicitly named in the executive order, though other psychedelics like MDMA and LSD are also part of a broader research initiative. Yeah, I mean, I know that there are like health benefits for some of these drugs, so and it's for PTSD. Well, it's used to treat PTSD, eases restrictions on drugs, psychedelic drugs used to treat PTSD, and they're going, yes. So yeah, they're going to loosen it, the restrictions on it, and like prescribing it for PTSD and I guess like opiate addiction as well, because I guess a team at Stanford found that Ibogaine with magnesium improved brain function and cognitive flexibility and lowered PTSD symptoms among those presenting the conditions. So yeah. So that's basically what's going on. I listen, I don't mind actually easing drugs really, because I do think that I know there are some people who get medicinal qualities out of different drugs, and so I don't necessarily like drugs being so restricted. I kind of believe in like we shouldn't criminalize drugs type of thing, but I guess the problem with this is it hasn't been completely tested all the way, and so he's just trying to speed up the process for the FDA to just like approve it, and this executive order is doing that. So I don't know, I guess I have mixed feelings about it because if it does work, I don't think we should like restrict it from people, but I also don't think we should just be like, I don't think we should just rush it through the FDA because Joe Rogan said we should, and that's what's most concerning to me is that Joe Rogan just like texted him something and it was completely fine, and like he's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. That concerns me because that means there are other people doing the same thing, and who knows what they're talking about. But yeah, so that's what I feel about on the hallucinogen, because like I have ADHD and I take ADHD medication, and they make it harder to get it. It's like when I first was getting prescribed with it, it was really difficult to even just like fill my prescription. And so I do think that there are some drugs that do really help people, but are criminalized, and so it's harder to get medically if it really is helpful. I was going to say he is taking a shit again. At least it seems legit scientifically. If the product is illegal, it's way more harder to research. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I would much rather have drugs be legalized and decriminalized. Like, I don't think we should criminalize drugs. I'm that person. Like, I don't think we should criminalize drugs at all. I think it's, I don't think we should. And you're right. It is harder to research them. And so I do think that there are some drugs that we have criminalized that I don't think we should criminalize drugs at all. And so like, I think that there are drugs that could be helpful to people that we don't use or have available because of the stigma around it. And again, I have like firsthand experience with that with ADHD medication. But yeah, so I guess we'll see if it's good or not. If it is, then hey, great. I just don't like that Joe Rogan I just don't like that Joe Rogan can like text him and be like, can we do this? Can you do this? And then like Trump does it. I don't like that. I don't like that, and I don't think that's a good thing, I just don't. I get that it sucks. It has to be Joe, not the population. Well, right, exactly. Like if it's a good thing and like people with PTSD get help, then that's great. And I'm glad that they can research it. They're able to research it. But yeah, I just don't like that. I just don't like that Trump just like listens to the dumbest people and just takes their word for it and is just like, sure, whatever, you know? It's just like when he listened to Benjamin Netanyahu instead of listening to his own military. Like he just listens to the people he wants to and doesn't listen to the people he should. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, this is let's see Hassan's take on it, because his take was kind of funny. All right, where am I? All right, here we go. So
my God, someone in the chat said, I was wondering if he had noticed. No, I didn't initially notice him because he was hiding. He was hiding behind the high chair because he's a tiny, tiny man. Remember when Joe Rogan was like, oh, why is Trump doing this? Why is Trump doing this? Joe, oh, I feel politically homeless, Rogan. Joe, oh, I'm not actually a Republican, Rogan.
Does he still say that? Does he still say that because he like likes weed, that he's not a Republican? That's insane. That's insane, because he is a Republican. He is a Republican, full stop.
Fuck.
He is short. I didn't realize he was so short.
Yeah, no, he's not 5'8". Let's be real. He's like 5'4", maybe.
He is really short. I didn't realize he was so short. Like, I really didn't. Yeah. We're just lucky that the broken clock that is Joe was right this time. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is like, okay, if Joe Rogan can just text him and he's like, sure, let's do it. Who else is doing that? Like, who else is doing that? You know, like, Laura Loomer, I think, is probably someone who's doing that. I think Laura Loomer definitely is someone who's doing that because she's gotten people fired. So I'm like, if you got all these crazy people texting you, like, is this how you're making all of your decisions? Is based on the crazy people texting you? I think so. I think he is. Oh, man, it's a little concerning. It's just a little concerning, you know? Yes. Okay. Anyway. And so, yes, let's see. Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, so this war with Iran has caused a lot of havoc on the right. And we're going to do a little update on the war because, of course, it's not going well. And the ceasefire didn't stick, and of course. Because of course. And something that has also come out of this is the Pope, Donald Trump being mad at the Pope and going against the Pope because he said that, you know, prayers don't work for people with blood on their hands. Essentially, that's essentially what he said. So ever since he said that, people are going crazy, right? And Donald Trump has taken it out on like Catholicism, like in general. I think I saw this news story that he's like no longer funding some like Catholic charities, or no longer giving them money, and so he's just like mad all around. And so because Trump is mad at the Pope and Catholicism, now everyone else is also mad at the Pope and Catholicism. It's like Regina George, you know, in Mean Girls, where she like her bra gets cut and she's like walking around with a bra out and everyone's like, Regina George wore this, so I did too. Donald Trump's mad at the Pope, so I am too. And so that's what's going on. And so that's what's going on. And Sean Hannity has decided that he is no longer Catholic. Sean Hannity has decided that he's no longer Catholic because Donald Trump doesn't like the Pope. All right, so let's listen to this. Okay, well, it says as of today, I no longer consider myself a Catholic. Fox News host Sean Hannity makes it pretty clear Trump comes before everything, even his own religion. It's a cult. Well, yes, it is. All right, let's watch this.
Now, I do want to shift gears with a message to the Vatican tonight, specifically to Pope Leo, who has openly condemned America's war in Iran while seemingly enjoying a public fight with President Trump. First, let me give some context. Like millions of Americans, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school for 12 years. I even attended a seminary in high school, studied theology, Latin, went to Mass daily. But as of today, I no longer consider myself a Catholic. Where are the pointed words for Iran, this evil regime, the #1 state sponsor of terror, the people that murdered 45,000 innocent protesters?
Okay, that number keeps going up. It was like 30 a month ago, right? It was like 30,000 a month ago. Now it's 45,000. Also, dude, like, we started the war. We started the war. And may I remind you, again, we bombed 2 different schools, okay? And I'm sure we've killed our fair share of people. I don't know if there's like a count how many people how many people America and Israel have killed in Iran, but I'm sure that we have murdered a ton of people. And not only us, Israel has been bombing Lebanon, and that's why it was a part of the ceasefire agreement to stop bombing Lebanon. And do you know what Israel did? Israel bombed Lebanon, and so that's why there's no ceasefire agreement. And he's like, I just don't understand why the Pope doesn't say anything to Iran. Dude, we started this war. We started this. We bombed them. We bombed schools. We teamed up with Israel to commit a genocide. Like, that's what America did. That's what America did. And now you're like, I just don't understand why the Pope is condemning us. Why is the Pope condemning us? Why do you think the Pope's condemning us? And you are literally so cucked to Trump that you're over here like, I'm not Catholic anymore because the Pope dared to not like Trump and to push back on Trump. I mean, it's a cult and it's pathetic. Like, it's pathetic. Sean Hannity's pathetic.
From Pope Leo, Iran is now set to, literally have 4 more protesters and hang them and kill them, including a woman. Nothing from Pope Leo. Iran oppresses.
But they don't give a shit when protesters are killed or arrested in America, right? They cheer that on. And that's something that's so interesting about watching Trump and Sean Hannity. Like, I don't think any protester should be killed. I don't think any protesters should be arrested. I don't think it's okay that all of these people have, I don't think it's okay that Iran are treating protesters the way they are. But also, like, as America, we have no right to sit here and try to have this moral high ground, because we also murder protesters and Israel also murders protesters. And so like who are we to talk about this right now? And so it's so interesting when all of these right-wingers come on here and like, can you believe it? They're murdering women and children. Yeah, we've done that. We've done that. Israel's done that. Can you believe it? They're murdering protesters. Yeah, we've done that. Israel has done that. Like, they just, like, in Congress, they mentioned Rachel Corrie the other day, and I was so surprised that they mentioned her. I was like, oh my God, like, is it like the first time she's ever mentioned in Congress? The first time anyone cared to like talk about her in Congress. But she was a protester that was like bulldozed when she was protesting Israel. And so, like, there's just like so much that we have done, and there's so much that America has done, and we have no moral high ground. And so it's so interesting to hear Sean Hannity get upset about stuff like this when he like cheers it on here at home. He like cheers it on here at home. We kill protesters at home. Oh, well, they probably deserved it for some reason. And so it's just like, it's so wild to hear them say shit like this, because they don't mean it. They don't mean it. They don't care about the Iranian people whatsoever.
women. Nothing from Pope Leo. Tortures them, rapes them, kills them. Nothing from the Pope. Iran backs terrorists in Iraq and Beirut who have killed Americans for decades. Nothing from Pope Leo. Iran drops bombs on holy sites and neighborhoods all over Israel, densely populated areas like Tel Aviv, and Pope Leo has not bothered to call them out by name. And while the Pope condemns all nuclear weapons, especially on the anniversary of Hiroshima, I don't think we had a choice. Same with Nagasaki. It did end a war, did save a lot of American lives. He doesn't seem interested in ever referencing Iran's unrelenting pursuit of them. And I have a question for the Pope.
Because it's a lie, because you're lying, because it's not the truth, because you're lying.
Is it the right or wrong thing to prevent radical mullahs in Iran, again, the #1 state sponsor of terror, from ever having nuclear weapons? Today, President Trump raised this very important question.
Do you know what, okay, I'm done. I don't want to listen to him anymore. But do you know what the interesting thing about this is that there are some people who are conservative, like that are like regular people, regular voters who are conservative, who don't buy any of this, who like, and I've talked to some people in my family who are like, you know, they keep saying these things and they're lying. And I'm like, yeah, they are. They are lying. And like none of their propaganda a lot of their propaganda to try to make this war popular is not sticking, or to try to help Trump's popularity right now. A lot of this propaganda that they're trying to do around the war is not sticking. It's not working. And I think that they don't really know what to do, because I don't think they've encountered this kind of problem before. Because of course, like I said, there's always an amount, there's always a certain amount of people who are going to believe him no matter what he says. And it's, you know, that's just, it is a cult and that's just what's going on. But there are a good amount of people who also were like, seriously, like, I don't want to have another war. And now when they really thought Trump meant that, they're now like, what the hell, you know? And all of this propaganda that they're pushing doesn't make any sense, and it's obviously lies, and it's so apparent that they're lying, and it's so apparent that it makes no sense. And so, because we started it, because we bombed them. And so it's just interesting, because he's really trying to sell this, and I don't think it's working I don't think it's working as well as it has in the past. I don't think this propaganda is working as well, right? And that's why you have the Tucker Carlsons and the Candace Owens and stuff. Next is JD Vance. Okay, so JD Vance says, I'm grateful to Pope Leo for saying this. While the media narrative constantly gins up conflict, and yes, real disagreements have happened and will happen, the reality is often much more complicated. Pope Leo preaches the gospel as he should, and that he will inevitably mean he offers his opinions on the moral issues of today. The president and the entire administration work to apply those moral principles in a messy world. Not true. He will be in our prayers, and I hope that he'll be in his. And it's funny because, like, it's funny that JD Vance posted this, because everybody else has been going after, like, everybody else has been going, like a lot of other, like, right-wing pundits who are still on the Trump train have been going after the Pope and have been going after just, like, Catholicism in general. And JD Vance, because he's, like, a Catholic revert, I think he became Catholic again. And it's funny because he wants to, like, be popular with Christians, but I don't think he is, because notoriously a lot of Christians don't like Catholicism, or people don't like Catholicism. And so it's interesting that that's starting to break a bit. You know, the different sects of religion are starting to break within the right-wing sphere, which is interesting. But you know, he is Catholic, and so he's trying to, like, square this away in a way where he's like, I still like the Pope, but, like, also I don't want to be against Trump. But he's, like, trying to play this middle ground, and I don't know if it's working for him, because I don't think Trump wants him around. I don't think Trump wants him around, because I don't think JD Vance wants this war, and he's actually pushed back on it a bit. And I think Trump doesn't like that. And so now he spoke with the Iranians, but then he didn't have any like power. He called Trump like 12 different times to get his approval, and then nothing happened. And so then they were like, yeah, he's not coming to the next talks tomorrow. I guess there's supposed to be talks tomorrow. And they're like, yeah, JD Vance is not coming. And then now he is coming, and they keep going back and forth. And they're like, okay, well, they're like, no, he's not coming. And then he's like, well, I guess he'll be here. He'll be here later. You know, it's just so weird. I just don't think Trump likes JD Vance, and I think he's a bit over him. But yeah. He killed the Shia Pope and menaced to the Catholic one, but we got him the so-called chosen ones with him. The Pope did not call Trump by name. Yeah, well, no, exactly. And he just said that God doesn't listen to prayers with people with blood on their hands. And Trump lost his shit. They did not even show the rescued pilot. What kind of PR is this? Nobody wants Vance around. Nobody. Yeah, nobody wants Vance around. Absolutely nobody. All right, so, and then Trump has been crashing out on social media because, again, like I said, like, this war is not at all popular. It's not popular. Nobody wants it. Everybody hates this shit. And again, there are people who are in his camp, who are in his base, who do not want this. And he's starting to get a lot of really negative polling. And he's like the lowest he's ever been in polling. And so he is crashing out on Truth Social. He's been crashing out on Truth Social all day. Because the talks have not been going well. Israel kept bombing Lebanon, which is why the ceasefire talks didn't work. And they also said because Trump kept changing his mind and kept saying, kept asking for more and more and more, even if they've agreed. And so this is just not working out for him. This is not working out for him at all. And so he's crashing out on the timeline yet again. And this is what he posted earlier today. The Democrats are doing everything possible to hurt the very strong position we are in with respect to Iran because they're trying to do the War Powers Resolution. Despite World War I lasting 4 years, 3 months, and 14 days, World War II lasting 6 years and a day, the Korean War lasting 3 years and 1 month and 2 days, he totally asked ChatGPT. The Vietnam War lasting 9 years, 5 months, and 29 days, because there's no way he knows any of this. And the Iraq War lasting 8 years and 8 months and 28 days. They like to say that I promised 6 weeks to defeat Iran, and actually, from military standpoint, it was far faster than that. But I'm not going to let them rush the United States into making a deal that is not as good as it could have been. First of all, there was a deal, okay? And you could have had a deal, but you sent out your son-in-law who doesn't want there to be a deal, and they went out there not even knowing what they were really talking about. So when Iran was trying to make a deal with them and they were giving up everything, they didn't really understand the nuance of nuclear enrichment, which I don't either, but that's why they should have sent someone who was actually knew what they were talking about instead of his son-in-law to go have these talks. Anyway, and so that's why there was there was supposed to be a deal. They literally were going to give up so much, and then we bombed them. So actually, no, there could have been a deal, and you, sir, decided to just be an idiot. And so that's why this happened, and this would have not happened if you weren't an idiot, if you weren't a complete idiot. And so, it's just, God, it's not far faster. It's just pressure into making this deal. It's, dude, They have closed the Strait of Hormuz. You keep saying it's not really closed. It's open, it's closed. You go back and forth. But then now it's closed because we've decided to double close it. And then we started shooting at them and took over their ship or something. I don't even know. We're going to watch a video about it. It's insane. It's insane. And so he's over here like, oh, we're not going to make these bad deals. There is no deal. You don't want a deal. You and Israel are acting as belligerent as possible. You don't want a deal. You don't want a deal. You just want to keep bombing people and killing people and keep trying to be the strong man. Like, that's what Trump is doing. And he's mad because the Democrats are actually putting up a bill to try to restrict his powers or to actually get congressional approval. And he doesn't want that. And so that's why he's mad, and that's why he's crashing out. But it's just like he's losing his mind because he is unpopular, and he must know this is unpopular, and it must be getting to him. And you can see that. Okay, okay. I read the fake news saying that I am under pressure to make a deal. This is not true. I am under no pressure whatsoever, although it will all happen relatively quickly. So he is under a lot of pressure. That's how you know that he's under a lot of pressure. And also, he said that it'll happen relatively quickly. It's so funny because he contradicts what he just said. He said, I am under no pressure and we don't need to rush to get this done, but it will happen very quickly. Why? Because there's pressure on you. There's pressure on you because this is going to be a literal global catastrophe. Because this is going to turn into a literal global catastrophe. It already is. It already is. It already is. And he's just sitting here like I'm under no pressure whatsoever. And I don't know. Like, again, there's a portion of people who will read this and think this is someone who's like a strong man, and he just says it like it is, and he's so strong and he's so manly. But I look at this and I'm like, he's pathetic. Like, he's pathetic and he's insecure. And that's why he's saying all this, because he knows that they're right. And he knows that everyone is telling the truth. And he is under pressure. And him coming out and saying, I'm not under pressure, does not make it sound any better. It makes it sound worse. You just sound pathetic. And then, okay, he said, okay, time is not my adversary. Time is not my adversary. The only thing that matters is that we finally, after 47 years, straighten out the mess that other presidents let happen because they didn't have the courage or foresight to do what had to be done with Iran. Like Rokana said on Fox News this morning, no, Obama actually had a deal with Iran, and it was going really well until Donald Trump came into the picture. And then he got rid of that deal, and now here we are. So actually, there was a deal, and, I have my qualms with Obama, right? But, he did make a deal with Iran, and it was a good one, and you ripped it up because you're a piece of shit. Because you don't like Obama, because you're mad that he was more popular than you, and you're racist. That's why. And he ripped up the agreement for no good reason. Because, as we can see, he is very pro-Israel, and so is his entire admin. And so that's why he ripped up that deal. But, yeah, and so he's just lying. He's lying. Okay. 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 We're in it. Okay. We're in it, and it will be done right. And we won't let the weak and pathetic Democrats, traitors all, who for years have been talking about the dangers of Iran and that something has to be done, but now, since I'm the one doing it, belittle the accomplishment of our military and the Trump administration. He is right about that. Chuck Schumer, I think, wants this war. There's a lot of Democrats that want this war. And they're right. He is right about that fact. There are some who, of course, don't want this war and don't want war at all. But there are a lot of them who do want this war and aren't really pushing back very much. And so he is correct about that. This is being perfectly executed. That is so delusional. I guess he thinks if he says it like out loud, people will believe him, and some do. On the scale of Venezuela, just a bigger, more complex operation. On the scale of Venezuela, but just bigger and complex, which is why we haven't been doing a perfect job. The result will be the same. Will it? Is it? No. In my first term, I built the greatest military our country has ever seen, including adding Space Force. What does that have to do with this? In my second term, I am properly and judiciously using our military to solve problems left to us by other far less understanding or competence. That wasn't even a correct sentence. He said, in my second term, I am properly and judiciously using our military to solve problems left to us by others of far less understanding or competence. Okay. Make America Great Again, President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, so he has lost his goddamn mind. Like, he is losing his mind. I ended all the wars. Exactly. But it was not a war, no. I know. It is a war. And he's crashing out because no one wants this war. It is a war. No, it is a war. And I think he's given up on not calling it a war because he knows people like Chuck Schumer and people like Hakeem Jeffries and all these wreckers in the Democratic Party are going to let him go along with the war because they do want it. Yeah, it is crazy. But let's do a little checkup on how that operation is going. Operation Epic Fury, or we should call it Operation Epic Failure. Epic Failure.
U.S.-Iran ceasefire is set to end on Wednesday, and all eyes will be on another round of peace talks, which are set.
I mean, like, isn't it already over, though? Isn't it already done? Didn't they already, like... It's already done. What?
To happen tomorrow. That's if Iran participates. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins has the latest.
The current ceasefire expires on Wednesday, but the peace might not even last that long. Iran is promising retaliation after the U.S. seized an Iranian ship accused of violating the U.S. blockade.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. They said... The way she said it was like, but the peace may not last that long, but there is no peace. You get that, right? Like, we shot at them, so the ceasefire is over. There's no peace. Like, that's the problem is this keeps happening and the mainstream media keeps doing this where they're like, oh, the peace talks or the ceasefire or the whatever. And it's like, no, there is none of that because Israel and America don't cease the fire. They don't keep the peace, right? And they continue to not abide by ceasefires or these rules or this peace. And yet it's always still considered a ceasefire until Iran or the other party starts to fight back. Then when they start to fight back, then it's like, oh, the peace there's no more peace. There's no more ceasefire. But when America or Israel does it, it's like, oh, well, we're still talking about the ceasefire. What ceasefire? What are you talking about? They do this all the time.
The American delegation heading back to Pakistan for another attempt at peace talks with Iran. But the Iranians might be a no-show.
As of now, we have no plans for the next round of negotiations. We don't believe in deadlines or ultimatums.
Writing about the...
Well, and that, like, honestly, they have the upper hand in this, and I don't blame them because we obviously have not been coming to the table sincerely. And we obviously sincerely don't want to deal, but this was from 3 hours ago, so I think this is already old because I do think Iran is coming now, and that's why JD Vance is also coming because I think the Iranians want to talk to JD Vance because he was the one who was like kind of against this war, and they thought he would be more serious, but the fact that they think JD Vance is going to be more serious is not correct, I think. But yeah, I think they are going to go now.
The deal on Truth Social Monday afternoon, President Trump said what they're working on will be far better than the Iran deal under former President Barack Obama, promising it will be something that the entire world will be proud of. Earlier in the day, the president telling PBS News in a phone call, if the current ceasefire expires without a deal, then a lot of bombs start going off. But Iran is furious and promising to hit back after the U.S. Navy seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship on Monday. The U.S. accusing the vessel of violating the U.S. naval blockade near the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, if anybody escalated here, it was the government of Iran to challenge the blockade.
How did they escalate? This is what I'm saying. How did they escalate? We double blockaded it because I don't know. The whole problem is the blockade, because that's what's causing the global catastrophe, because now people aren't able to get the fuel and resources that they need. And so then we decided to do a double blockade because because our president doesn't know what he's doing. And so we decided to do a double blockade, and then we're saying, oh, they're interfering on our blockade, and so we're going to take over their ship and we're going to shoot at them. And then he says that they escalated it. No, we did. We have been escalating everything this whole entire time. We started this war. It's not a conflict, it's a war. You started it, and now we continue to escalate it. We're continuing to escalate it over and over and over again.
The Ayatollahs, the regime, may have been trying to see whether we really did have resolve if somebody didn't turn around when they were ordered. Now they know the answer to that.
Also on Monday, China re-entering the diplomatic push, with President Xi Jinping calling for the Strait of Hormuz to reopen, according to a Chinese state news agency. It's the first time Xi made the demand publicly, signaling Beijing's growing concern over disruptions from the war. China is by far the largest buyer of Iranian oil. Meanwhile, there is progress on another front of this conflict, as Israel and Lebanon are set to hold a second round of peace talks this Thursday in Washington. Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed terror group that operates out of Lebanon, is reportedly opposed to these talks, but Hezbollah is currently observing the 10-day ceasefire.
It's so... Oh God, it's just so insane. I ended all the wars. Yeah. Operation Epic Mealtime. No, exactly. Yeah. And you know what else is happening? I was seeing literally they have like no food. All of the people who they have sent out there literally have no food. Like, they don't have any food. They're like essentially starving them. They're not getting any food. And they're like, we care about the military. We care about the military. No, you care about the military industrial complex and the money that it can make you. You do not care about the people inside of the military. You are more than willing to send them out to die for a war that is going to cause global chaos, that is causing global chaos, and you don't even want to feed them while they're doing it, while they're willing to die for this bullshit war. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Next, Trump is the only one like not able to propagandize around this. I think all Republicans are having a hard time answering questions, and they're really having a hard time trying to excuse this. And it's interesting because, like, for so long, Trump has just been able to get away with just apparent lies, just like outright lies that are so apparent and so obvious, and he's just been able to get away with it. And this is like one of the first times that I think a lot of people are not buying it, right? They're not buying it. And so this is Stefanik, and this is her fighting with Jake Tapper, who I also hate. But she's trying to say that he didn't call for a genocide of Iranians, even though we all know he did. And so this is what she said.
off.
I just think a call for genocide on a college campus and a call for genocide made by the President of the United States, like, they're both bad. Right?
Well, okay, so that's why I say fuck Jake Tapper, because he's talking about Mahmoud Khalil, and apparently he's saying that, oh, Mahmoud Khalil called for a genocide. No, he didn't. He did not. And so Jake Tapper, of course, being a racist piece of shit as well, but he's basically trying to compare the two, saying, isn't Trump a hypocrite for not liking Mahmoud Khalil? But then Trump calls for a genocide on Iranians. Isn't that hypocritical? Just, yeah, ridiculous. Anyway.
That's what I think.
I've condemned genocide across the board. The difference with those university presidents is they couldn't answer the simple, direct question. Just calling for the genocide of Jews. President Trump didn't call for genocide, Jake. You were putting those words in his mouth. He is engaging in diplomatic back and forth.
Your entire civilization will die.
To the table. And we should it's the terrorist regime, Jake. He's targeting the terrorist regime.
His words.
You can continue the deck.
Wow, it's wild that Jake Tapper finally is pushing back on someone. But he's right. He's right. He did. She said, "Oh, the terrorist regime." No, he said the whole civilization. He said a whole civilization is going to die tonight. That is what he said. That is what he said, and that is genocidal. It is. It is.
Decades long. But you're adding genocide. That's not what he
What is wiping
stated.
out an entire civilization?
In the case of the university presidents, I specifically asked them about calling for the genocide of Jews. Again, the president is correct.
And is that what any of them said? Is that what any of the protesters said? You're putting genocide in their mouths. Did any of those protesters say that? Because I bet you anything they didn't. I bet you anything they didn't, and I know for certain that Mahmoud Khalil did not. So you're putting words in other people's mouths. You are putting words in other people's mouths. The president came out and said a whole entire civilization is going to die tonight. Yeah, that's genocidal. It is. It is.
To call out the Iranian terrorist regime, to bring them to the table, to force a ceasefire, and frankly, to free the Middle East from this largest state sponsor of terror that has not only killed American lives, but has targeted Israel and the United States of America, including assassination attempts against our elected officials.
Is calling for wiping out a civilization? Is calling for wiping out an entire civilization bad or good?
Terrorist regime.
But that's not what he said.
Of course it's bad. That is not what he is calling for. He wasn't.
That's not what he meant. He just didn't mean it. He didn't mean it like that. He just didn't mean it like that, you know? He didn't mean it like that. He didn't mean he wanted to kill the whole civilization, even though that's what he said. And you don't care because you probably think you think the whole civilization is the terrorist regime. You don't care about freeing the Middle East because this is not freeing the Middle East. This is literally massacring them. We are massacring them. That is what we are doing. We are not freeing them. We are massacring them. And she doesn't seem to care. She isn't the only one. Caroline Leavitt is also not knowing how to answer questions. She still has no answer, report, or any evidence on Iran, that Iran was about to attack the U.S., the White House. The president had a feeling, and this person says 50 days of global chaos, all for a feeling.
The president said yesterday for the first time that he had to strike Iran because he believes that Iran was going to strike U.S. targets within 7 days. And then he bumped that down later to 3 days. Where is he getting that?
Well, that's not the first time the president has said that he chose to launch Operation Epic Fury because he felt as though Iran was going to strike the United States and our assets in the region first. Again, I addressed this in the last briefing. This was
no, but she asked you specifically where he got these numbers from for the day. It's like she asked you specifically where these numbers are coming from. And did he just make these numbers up? And you're saying he had a feeling, so obviously he was making it up.
A feeling the president had based on facts provided to him by his...
It was a feeling that he had based on facts.
top negotiators who had been engaged with the Iranian regime in a good faith effort. The Iranian regime was lying, deceiving the United States of America, clearly trying to continue their nuclear program to create a bomb that would, of course, threaten the United States of America. Again, their ballistic missile arsenal, they were rapidly and aggressively increasing that by the month to a place where they would essentially build immunity for themselves, where a future president or President Trump would not be able to launch this incredibly successful operation. And so the president, again, as I have reiterated and he has said, was not going to sit back and allow the Iranian regime to threaten or to attack the United States of America.
We attacked them, they did not attack us, and there was no threat. There was no threat except from us. Yes. How many veterans are homeless? No, exactly. Like, they say they care about veterans, but they don't. They don't care about them at all whatsoever. They just care about the money that they can make off of their deaths and off of their misery, essentially. That's all they care about. Yeah, and so none of them have any answers for this, and it's kind of funny to watch them all squirm and lose their minds, because I don't think they know how to handle they don't know how to answer questions without being completely defensive, right? And the more defensive they are, the worse they look, honestly, and the easier it is to see right through them. And yeah. So, okay, so let's see what else. So this is what the Democrats are doing. So while all this is going on, this is what the Democrats are doing. So let's watch what the Democrats are doing right now. So this is Cory Booker. This is Cory Booker. During a bizarre tirade, more fiery than anything he's ever directed towards Republicans, Cory Booker calls for violence against the Democratic activist base. I want to punch a hole in the wall of resistance. I don't even think he knew what he was saying, but this is really funny, so let's watch it.
So I'm going to say this like the son of a Michigander. Michigan, we're the hand, right? It's nice to have fingers. They all got jobs. They all got perspectives. But I don't want the Michigan hand after your convention. I don't want the Michigan hand after your August primary.
What is that supposed to mean? Like, what is that supposed to mean? I'm unclear. He doesn't want the Michigan hand in the August primary. Like, I don't know what is that supposed to mean?
I want the Michigan fist.
Oh, the Michigan fist.
I
Okay.
want you all to unite. I want you to punch a hole in the wall of resistance. I want you to grab a sledgehammer and knock some stuff down. I want you to reach up and grab somebody and get them off the couch and get them on the field. We got points to put on the board. I want that Michigan fist. So I'm going to say this like the son of a Michigander. Michigan, we're the hand, right? It's nice to have fingers. They all got jobs. They all got perspectives. But I don't want the Michigan hand after your convention. I don't want the Michigan hand after your August primary. I want the Michigan fist. I want you all to unite. I want you to
I can't believe people think this is like I can't believe there are people out there who think this is like inspiring, or that this is like, oh my God, he's really fired up. Like, it's just so, it's cringe. It's cringy and it doesn't make any sense. And like, he's not even saying anything. What is he even, like, he's not even saying anything. You're not even talking about anything. You have no, you just have no morals. You have no foundation. You just want the power. You just want to win. You just want to continue getting like all this money from these different lobbying groups. Like, that's what you want. You have no message. You have no perspective. You're just up here saying shit. He's just saying shit. And it's so easy for me, I don't know, but it's easy for me to see right through it because I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man? Like, this is silly. This is silly. This is silly. It's just silly. Did the Michigan Democratic Party endorse Mallory McFetterman? So you are the empire. Oh my God. Speaking of Mallory McMorrow, speaking of cringy and speaking of Mallory McMorrow, this is Mallory McMorrow. I don't know what the hell is going on. But okay, Emma said, if anything qualifies as millennial cringe, it is this. I'm a millennial, but this is cringy. U.S. Senate candidate Mallory McMorrow is transversing the MDP endorsement convention caucus meetings with a band this afternoon. It's so insane. And it's so cringy. But it's true. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is the part that's bothering me. And it's about her and Cory Booker and all of these different people like lizashleee and just like all of these libs, right? They're driving me crazy right now. They're driving me crazy because they want to win, right? They think it's their turn to win, their turn. They want to keep the party in this centrist, Israel, pro-Israel area. That's what they want, right? And so they're trying to look like fighters. They're trying to be fun. And it's like, what are you doing but making this about yourself? All of you are just making this about yourself. You are making all of this about you. Cory Booker is talking about himself, and his dad was a Michigander, and not the hand, not the fit. It's just dumb shit. What does it even mean? Nobody knows, right? And then she's over here skipping down a hallway with a band. What is this doing for anyone? Like, what is this doing for anyone? When Abdul was with Hassan, they were like answering questions. They were talking about issues. They were talking about things, right? And you're right. She's avoiding questions. And you know what? Abdul and Hassan both were like getting asked questions about Israel. And you know what? They answered. And so it's just so stupid to me because I'm like, this is not a popularity contest, right? Like, this should be something that, like, this shouldn't be a popularity contest. This should be about what your views are. This should be about what policies you want to enact. And this should be about what you are going to do, not stupid metaphors for going out to vote, not walking down the hallway with a band. What is that telling me? I just saw your face. I don't know what you're running on. I don't know what you stand for. I just see this huge picture of your face. Like, what is this doing for anyone? What is this doing? It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid, and it bothers me. It bothers me so much because they just don't care. They don't care about actually fixing anything or doing anything. They want this to be a popularity contest. They want to just sit here and be able to say stupid shit and do stupid shit and get elected. They don't want to have policies. They don't want to actually have to be held accountable for the things that they say that they're going to do. And so they're just doing this stupid shit instead. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And people can see right through it now. And the more they try to sound like they're fighting or yelling, or the harder they try, I think the easier it is to see that they are faking it and that they don't mean any of this, because I think people are done with this talk. They want action, they want results, and you just being like, oh, we need to be the fist, not the hand. Okay, what does that even mean? Nobody knows what that means. Like, no one even knows what you're talking about. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? And I think Cory Booker's going to try to run for president again. And I don't think he's going to get very far at all. All right. Last thing we're going to cover today is the one Democrat that I like, not the one Democrat, but a Democrat I like, which is Zoran. And he did do a video with Obama, and some people are, we're not going to watch that. That's not what we're watching. But he did do a video with Obama, and a lot of people were criticizing that. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't really care, but I don't really care. I mean, Obama's not my favorite person in the world. And he is a war criminal, and I'm not super fond of him, but people like him. So I who gives a shit? I mean, if this makes Zoran more palatable to liberals, then sure. I mean, people already love him, so I don't think he needs to be more palatable to liberals. But anyway, all that to say, he was getting some criticism for doing a video with Obama. It is what it is, you know. I mean, as long as he doesn't go the Obama route and try to like be more centrist, I'm okay, you know. But if he does start doing that, I will call him out on it. But he's not doing that in this newest interview. All that to say, he was in this newest interview and they were asking him all these questions. And it's funny because journalists seem to remember that they're journalists when they're around Zoran. They never remember it when they're like around Trump or anybody like that. But like around Zoran, everyone just like remembers to ask questions and to push back. And so he was being asked about Kamala Harris because apparently Kamala Harris wants to run again, which I think is insane. I think there are so many Democrats, a lot of these corporate Democrats who are just delusional and have no idea what is happening right now in the political sphere, and just like generally what is happening with regular people. Like, I think they have no idea how fed up people are with the Democrats as well, in the corporate Democrats. And so for Kamala Harris to try to run again, I think is not going to go well for her. But Zoran was asked about this and he evaded the question. It was great. Wait, no, I don't think this is it. Did I get the wrong clip?
Do you have any thoughts about this debate over generational change? Is it time for a younger generation?
I think I got the wrong clip. But this is still
Do you have any thoughts about this debate over generational change? Is it time for...
Maybe he'll say something about it because basically he there's a good quote in this and we'll watch it. But basically he said, I'm more worried about like New York and getting things done in New York than about who's running for president. But maybe this is the same clip. There's a good quote in here. So let's...
Do you have any thoughts about this debate over generational change? Is it time for a younger generation of politicians in the Democratic Party?
I think it's time for a party that reflects the urgency that we're seeing across this country in terms of a hunger, frankly, that is not as much tied just to age, but to vision. You know, we know very well what we oppose. What are we for? That is a question that I think we have to be able to answer. What are we fighting for?
Things that Mallory McMorrow and Cory Booker were not doing in those other clips, right? They were just doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They'll do anything to not have a stance. They'll do anything to not talk about their stance on like anything, to not have a stance on anything.
Was not just enough in this mayoral campaign to say that I wasn't like other mayoral candidates. We had to always answer the question of New Yorkers, what will we deliver for them? And I really think that that is at the heart of the question for our party. And I'll be honest with you, when you look back at the history books of our party, 100 years ago, we had a very clear vision of what we were fighting for. And it is sad that for too many Americans, when they want to look for ambition in the Democratic Party, they have to turn to a history book.
Do you have any thoughts about this
okay,
debate?
So that is a really great quote. So it's sad that for too many Americans, when they want to look for ambition in the Democratic Party, they have to turn to a history book. And so I like that. But later on, she does ask him about Kamala Harris, and he's just like, I'm more worried about New York than I am about her, because apparently she wants to know if she was probably going to be like, oh, would you endorse her? Would you vote for her? Because of him being on the left, on the more left progressive side of things. And I think this is a great quote. And I think this shows that he is willing to he is still willing to push back on the corporate Dems. I do think that he's tried to have relationships or deals with Hakeem Jeffries, which I'm not fond of. But because AOC does the same thing. But I do think it's good that at least he's saying stuff like this, because it's true. This is why people like Cory Booker, Mallory McMorrow, Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, this is why all of these people are just not cut out for this moment. They're not cut out for this moment. They're not going to meet the moment. And so many people are waking up to that fact. JFK, and before that FDR, because Carter failed. Yeah, and even FDR, he had to get pushed to do that. And I do think that I do think that it's just the Democrats have lost their vision. They don't know what they stand for because they're too scared to stand for anything. And that's where the Democrats are at right now. They're such scaredy cats, and they don't want to stand for anything because they don't want to upset anyone. But then it's they're not running on anything. They're not doing anything. They won't answer any questions. And instead, they do this cringy, dumb shit that nobody wants. It's just performance politics, and nobody wants it. And more people, and especially the Democratic Party and their voters, more people are worried about real life shit. And if you are not going to talk about the real life shit that they want fixed, then they're going to see right through you. And I'm glad that we've come to that point. It sucks that it's taken all of this, and Trump just being a fascist and losing his mind to get everyone, not everyone, but to get a lot of, and the Democrats not fighting back. It sucks that it has taken all of this to get people to that point of seeing through the Democrats and seeing that they're actually collaborating with fascism and not fighting against it. But I am happy that more people are starting to see through it and can look at people like Mallory McMorrow and be like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. What are you doing? Just ridiculous. But all right. That was the video today. That was the live today. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow for members, it's going to be the drama review. And then Wednesday, I'm going to talk about Marianne Williamson's deleted post about her reaction to Eric Swalwell. So that's what we're talking about on Wednesday. And you won't want to miss that. So that comes out on Wednesday. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. And yeah, lots of fun things coming. I'm working on a soundboard. I found a free soundboard online, so I'm going to work on that and before I buy one. And then I'm also working on a Discord, so you guys can send me links and talk and stuff like that. I created it. I just need to figure it out all the way, and then I'll share the link. So yeah, yay, exciting things coming. And yeah, anyway, before we go, let me say thank you to my members. Thank you, Creflo. Thank you, Hey Skip J. Love you all very, very much. And yes, thank you everyone for being here today. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday and then next Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.